Well, I had mentioned I'm building basically a tool shed, kind of over by where I'm doing the other construction. And one of the things that'll be in here for now, at least, is this cook stove. Well, what I was trying to find, and a thing that can be really hard to find, are these adapters for this type of a stove, because it's an oval that's got to go to a round. Now, what do you call that? It's hard to get the right dimensions and stuff. But I was able to find, so I actually bought a pair of them just to have them on hand, because they aren't that expensive. I think it was 12 bucks a piece for a good heavy 24 gauge that converts the oval on the stove to the round for the 6-inch stovepipe. Now there's a heck of a lot of stoves made that use these, but like I say, very hard to find them. Well, there's a company, I think it's called Imperial, that makes them. These are made in Canada. Yeah. Imperial makes a lot of the good heavy stuff. Yeah, they're about 12 bucks a piece, plus shipping. But that converts what they refer to as the 7-inch oval to the 6-inch round, so I can use a regular stovepipe. But I'll give you the part number, because like I say, these are really used a lot on these older stoves, and they can just be so ungodly hard to find. But the part number is BM0039 from Imperial. But they're made in Canada. And I'm sure, there's got to be a lot of people up in Canada that are still using these old cook stoves. But it's not something that you can buy locally. But, like I say, this stove will be going in here, which is why I wanted to get this set up, lined up. At the same time, one of the things I picked up was some of these regular window sashes. Now, what these are made for, Fleet Farm sells them, but you can buy them they're a pretty generic sort of thing. But they're made to replace the old barn windows, as direct replacement. So they make them in several different sizes. Now, this size was, I'm trying to think, I think it was 20 bucks a piece. Yeah, I bought 4 of them because I'm to the point in this construction, I've got these posts in that are the 7x7 oak pine tar on the bottoms. But now I'm going to be putting the cross pieces in, and I have to figure out, my window placement and window height. So I actually wanted to get the windows. I've done this before where, I'm going to build a building. I build it kind of around the windows that I have. I'll pick them up at rummage sales and stuff. These are kind of nice in that they aren't too expensive, and the design is such that they can be planed down. I guess you must have like a 3/4 inch area that can be planed down to fit if you have odd sized, windows. But like I said, they make them in assorted sizes. Yeah, this is 22 by 29. But they're, like I say, really generic. Oh yeah, it says can be trimmed up to a 1/2 inch per edge. So you got a 1-inch give in there. But they're designed to, just mount in the regular barn window frame that you build as you build the building. But there's a lot of options. Like I say, it's got this groove that can be cut down, or you can mount them in such a way that this works to, you can put a spline in there so you can raise them, lower them, or they can be hinged, you know, or they can be, you can actually mount them in pairs and hinge them so they open like that. You know, there's a lot that can be done. They're just a basic generic window, but you know, I've done it before where I build buildings and then build the windows themselves, do the millwork. Well, for 20 bucks, that's kind of hard to beat. So I went ahead and bought some of them because, you know, without power, windows are a key deal to make, you know, natural light. But I'm starting out with 4. Now, I might put windows indoors, you know, that kind of thing. But it always makes you think back to, like in the Middle Ages, there was times where they had put on a window tax. You know, the amount of windows that you had in your house was what you paid in tax, which meant that poor people ended up living in lightless little hovels. You know, a window is like I said, it's important when you have no other source of light. When they first started building, like in this area, a big thing was to haul in window glass, you know, and especially a pane like this, you know. Oh man, it was a valuable thing, because before that you were using like oiled paper or oiled hides that were kind of translucent that would let a little bit of light in. Glass was a luxury, you know, and hard to transport. But it isn't anymore. Like I say, 20 bucks per window. I could do a lot with them. But that'll allow me to put my cross pieces in here, which will be oak too. And these are, like I said, they're 7x7. They're heavy enough where I can actually put a oak 2x4 notches right in there without really affecting the integrity of the building at all. So that'll be one of the next things I'll do. But before I did that, I wanted to actually have at least one window on hand that I could work from. But I figured as long as I'm there, I'd pick up 4 of them. But they come in assorted sizes, you know, and not too expensive. So they're well worth doing. But now I can get that stove cooking again. But that'll be out here for now because it's close to where the washing machine is, so I can heat water for washing clothes. And until I get the other building far enough along, this has got to be someplace anyway, so I'll use it in here. And actually, if I come across another cook stove to use, I might leave this out in here. Basically, this is a tool shed. What I'm looking for is to keep stuff under cover close to the project. But not a bad thing to have out here, even later on, if I should find a different one to use inside. This would make a great little summer kitchen so that you're not heating up, like to wash clothes, you have to heat the water. Well, if you don't have to heat it in the house, if you can heat it outside. So I'm gonna, when I mount these, I'm gonna mount them in such a way that they can be opened. I haven't decided whether it'll be hinged or it'll slide or which way I'll do it, because you really need to be able to let the hot air out for in summer use. But I thought, man, you know, I'm 10 feet from the washing machine. That would be really handy to be able to heat the water up in this unit. In fact, I haven't went into it, but a lot of these old stoves, actually, like right here now is 2 tabs that can be pulled out, and you can run a water pipe along the firebox, and then it'll feed up to a tank so that you can heat water with the cook stove. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do. You know, put a water reservoir up so it'll gravity, it'll heat and go back up in there, and then you can draw it out by gravity. I could actually mount the tank up, and I could use a hose, run it right to the washing machine. But that's pretty common on these old wood stoves to see a water jacket. So I may do that. I mean, the plumbing is there for it. But I just thought I'd let people know that these are available and not very expensive. Yeah, made in Canada. Because they can be really hard to find. Nobody carries these locally. Even online they can be hard to find. I got these off of eBay, but that Imperial seems to make a lot of this sort of stuff. But like I say, it comes out of Canada. I think there's a lot of people still using these here, there. I say here because I'm so close, but they are Canadian. But good, heavy 24 gauge. We got some pipe coming from these same people, from 6-inch pipe. That normally your 6-inch stovepipe, you can get the 24 gauge, but almost everything you find is 2 feet long. Well, Imperial makes 4-foot sections, so I've got some of them coming. Because then, a couple of 4-foot sections, you're out. Saves having all them connections in there.